Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again for our time together. Looking forward to seeing you in the services on Saturday and Sunday as we continue with the purposes of the gospel. We're going to talk about how the gospel is preached to open people's eyes, and the gospel is preached to turn people from to God. And we'll talk about the from and the to. Right now, I want us to come back to the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 28, verse 5. David said, "Of all my sons, and the Lord has given me many, he has chosen my son Solomon to sit on the throne of the kingdom of the Lord over Israel. He said to me, Solomon your son is the one who will build my house and my courts, for I have chosen him to be my son." Now that's fascinating to me. David said, of all my sons, and I have many, I didn't choose Solomon as my successor. I didn't choose my successor. The Lord has chosen Solomon. We live in a world that's full of wonderful wisdom, but it's the wisdom of this world. That means it's neither good nor bad, it's just human. And human wisdom got very popular saying, you have not been a success until you have a successor. And so many people are pushing that and pushing that and pushing that. And a lot of times it's the younger ones coming up that are pushing the ones that God used to build things out of the way, and then when they take over, it all falls apart because they didn't grow into a place. They just pushed others out so that they could take the place. Now, I want you to see a couple of truths here. Number one, God chooses the successor. We don't. People say, Pastor Summer, who's your successor? I have no idea. It's my job to train a wide range of sons of the faith, and whoever God chooses. And the reason you don't make it all public is, number one, it's not my choice, it's God's choice. I mean, you look at John Osteen, one of the greatest pastors I ever met. Who would have ever thought that God would choose Joel to take over? I mean, Joel had never even preached a sermon. When I used to preach for old brother John when I was a young man, I never even met Joel. I mean, he was off in the back running the television ministry and the cameras and the editing and things. But God chose his son. Who would have chosen Pastor Lee in Korea? But God chose Pastor Lee in Korea to take over from Dr. Cho. So our job is to train a wide range of people, but it's God's choice. But secondly, you'll always find that hirelings attack the sons because they want the inheritance. Do you remember the parable that Jesus told of the vineyard? And finally, the owner of the vineyard said, I will send my son, they will respect him. And as soon as the hirelings saw the son, they said, let's kill him and the inheritance will be ours. Too often times in a corporation or even a church, what you find is a group of hirelings who are wanting to take what they could not build on their own. And they destroy the sons. So I think I like how God does it. Let's just keep things quiet and let God choose succession.